Finally, the review is done. I can't wait to finally move on and work on other shit. Well, at the very least, I was able to get it out quickly. Wait, what day is it again? Oh yeah. Hello everyone, this is VG Master 2, finally here with the video I've been talking about for years. And by that I mean, one of the videos I've been talking about for years because I am fucking retarded and announced a bunch of shit before it was ready to be announced. I wanted to get this done around the time the game came out, but obviously that didn't happen. Which, honestly, might have been a good thing because now I'm not as retarded as back then. I think I've learned a lot since then, so all that experience should be helpful given that this is probably my longest video ever. And in classic cunt fashion, I must preface this by saying that even though Sora is already out, and Sakurai is claiming that it's the end of support for Ultimate, I'm not going to be mentioning any DLC after Byleth because 1, it may or may not be revealed that there's more content on the way, and 2, I haven't even bought Fighters Pass 2 yet, and even though I have the money to do that right now, I feel like I don't have to play them since I feel like I can give informed opinions with the experience I have now. Also, I already finished story mode, also I'm lazy. So, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, a game whose specialty was meant to be the biggest thing ever. A game Sakurai wants to put his all into so it can never be topped again, in terms of crossovers. So, what exactly did this game do? Did it accomplish its goal? But even so, is it a good game overall? Let's begin and find out. But first, background. Why? Well, I think it's important to know some of the context of the game's release, but also, why not? Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was revealed back in March of 2018, at the very tail end of Nintendo's Direct that month. At that point, the game had no subtitle and was just called Super Smash Bros. It wasn't until E3 the same year that the subtitle was finally announced. The game was slated for and successfully released on December 7th, 2018. Now, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this game, one more thing. Since this game is so radically different from the other games I've reviewed, I've had to shake up my formula. Instead of the 3-act structure, story, memorable moments, and overall opinions, there's gonna be a bunch of stuff, including the story mode, so beware of spoilers for a 3-year-old game. Also, just like every other previous time, there's no footage because I still don't have a capture card. Okay, now that that's finally done, let's get started! Now, there's no doubt that the most anticipated, most hyped up part of any Smash game is the characters. Who will stay? Who will go? Who will be added? These are questions all Smash fans ask themselves every game. So, take a guess what this section is about. Yeah, that's right. The fighters. With a title like Ultimate, you must be wondering just who is gonna be in this. Oh, who am I kidding? You know the answer. Fucking everybody. Every single person from Mario to Dr. Mario, Pichu to Bayonetta, Pokemon Trainer to the fucking Miis. Everybody who has ever been playable in the last 4 games is back. Some fucking how, Masahiro Sakurai was able to get every single one back. Now, that's already over 50 characters, but that wasn't good enough. This is a Smash game, damn it. There needs to be more. There needs to be newcomers. Sakurai was more working towards having everyone return, so there's only a handful in the base game, but that's fine. I mean, as long as there's newcomers and the option for DLC, it should be fine, right? Well, since there's not too many, here's my opinions on all the new fighters' inclusions, in order of when they were announced. Inkling. These boys were announced during the March Direct the game was first teased in, and were finally confirmed during the giant portion on Ultimate during E3. Their inclusion was expected by basically everyone, which is understandable. They come from a popular, well-selling game. No problems here, they're pretty cool, though I had absolutely no plans to use them, and I still really don't. Daisy. Daisy is the first new member of the officially classified clone group, Echo Fighters. Guess who she's a clone of? It's Peach. She was announced during the E3 presentation, and thanks, I hate it. It's not about the fact that she made it in before Waluigi. I've just personally always hated Daisy because she's the most annoying cunt in the entire Mario series. Her inclusion was inevitable, but she still sucks, at least as a character. I don't know if she's any good as a fighter because I've never touched her. Ridley. Ridley was the last character revealed during E3, and I've never been a fan of Metroid, but this was wonderful. Ridley was always one of the characters that 90% of the community wanted, and to see that shit come to fruition was just fucking godlike. It was definitely a long time coming. I've never used him in game, but I think he's considered OP, which would make sense. Simon and Richter Belmont. These two were announced at the same time in one trailer at the beginning of the August Smash Direct. Richter is Simon's clone. The funny part is that, while no one expected Richter, Simon's inclusion was basically leaked the night before when a Castlevania track was uploaded by Nintendo. At that point, I really didn't give a shit, but that might have been because it was just really fucking late, because the next morning, they were revealed and it was really hype. Though honestly, that was probably because the trailer was really fucking good. They're not my favorites, and I've never really used them, but they're pretty good inclusions nonetheless. Also, now that we have Simon, we officially have all the non-OC main protagonists from Captain N as fighters, and that's just fucking hilarious. Chrom. Chrom was the first clone announced during the August Direct. He's a clone of Roy with moves from Ike. Even though he's another Fire Emblem sword fighter, it's okay, because he finally got his chance. Yep, the only reason I'm not livid is because Chrom was a meme. The weird part comes in when you realize that Robin's final smash didn't change, and Chrom's still in it. I mean, I don't use either of them, but still, don't know why you couldn't change Robin's final smash when you changed Dedede's. Again. Okay, I guess that's just a minute detail, so that gets a pass. Dark Samus. Dark Samus was the second clone revealed in the August Direct, being a clone of Take a Guess. I never really cared much for her, I still don't. I've never touched her, but she's a pretty cool inclusion anyway. King K Rool. K Rool was the last character revealed in the August Direct at the very end, and holy shit! I have never given a fuck about the Donkey Kong series, but K Rool was one of those 90% of the community wants him characters, and it was like a fucking magnet. I was pulled right in, because after the Direct, I fucking needed him. It's just that his past is so fucking intriguing. I mean, a character created by another company for Nintendo that was used up the ass before said company was bought by someone else, but Nintendo held on to him and sometimes used him until they kind of forgot he existed for 10 years until they finally remembered and put him in the biggest fucking game ever? Yes, fucking please. I love this fucking character, and he is a new main. Isabelle. Oh god, why? Isabelle was revealed at the end of a general Nintendo Direct in September. Thanks, I hate it. I mean, she's not even a clone. These motherfuckers were like, let's make Villager again, but kinda different and a literal bitch. Half the time I even forget she's in the game. That's how much I feel like she shouldn't be here. I don't care if she's popular. Villager only makes sense because he's a blank slate. You could turn him into a mass murderer. Isabelle is... she's not this. If this was a game that was newcomer-centric, then whatever. But this game was said to have very few unique newcomers, so they really should have done their best to have important franchise-defying picks. You know, like every other newcomer announced prior, which makes me wonder why Isabelle wasn't announced first. Was it just because they weren't ready to announce New Horizons that they were just gonna end up delaying anyway? That's just fucking retarded. Whatever, it's not like I have a say. The most I can do is not use her and forget about her, like I've already been doing. Ken. Ken was the second to last character revealed for the base game, revealed in the beginning of a Smash Focus Direct in November. His inclusion was obvious. He's fine. I don't care. I don't use him. Go off. Now, Incineroar. Oh boy. Revealed in the same trailer as Ken, if you've been watching my stuff for a while, I think you'll have an inkling about how I feel. Yeah, fuck him. This shit just grinds my gears. Because it shows that Game Freak is just a spoiled brat who always has to get their way. I wouldn't be surprised if they had Sakurai at fucking gunpoint going, "You're gonna leave a spot open for us, right, Sakurai? You know we're gonna get Nintendo to fuck you up if you don't." This is bullshit. And I'm surprised Game Freak hasn't tried to do to him what they did to Greninja. You know, ruin him. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I did believe the Grinch leak. At least, I wanted to believe it. But not because of all the characters that were in it, purely because Incineroar wasn't. But fuck me, I guess. However, that's not completely it, as in the November Nintendo Direct, it was also revealed that we were going to get DLC, and some of it has been released. Yep, only some. Not a full fucking pass or anything. Piranha Plant. Plant was revealed during the Direct and was advertised as an extra character. Everyone was pretty pissed for a hot minute, especially because a fucking plant got in before our Lord and Savior Waluigi, but we were able to look past it and see that he's a pretty cool character. I mean, he probably shouldn't be in Smash, because he just adds more clutter to the Mario series, but he's unique at least. I don't use him though. Joker. Joker was revealed during the end of the 2018 Game Awards as the first character of the previously established first set of 5 characters in a thing Sakurai calls the Fighter's Pass. Joker is amazing. His reveal is actually what got me into Persona, and I fucking love him. He's a guy that few people wanted, but a ton loved when he was announced. It was great. He's also another new main. I really fucking shouldn't be telling people who my mains are, but whoops, I did it twice, so there you go. Hero. I've talked about my opinions on the Dragon Quest heroes before in another video. The same applies for Banjo, Terry, and Byleth. All links will be somewhere, probably in the description. Maybe. Maybe I'll just put the playlist in the description, you can read titles. So, overall, yeah, that's a fuck ton of characters. 73, not counting Zero Suit Samus or Sheik as their own characters, cause fuck that, they're not. And well over 80 characters counting all of the extra characters within the costumes, like Alf, the Koopalings, and the opposite sex counterparts. Yeah, I'm too lazy to do the math. And, the thing is, there's gonna be at least 6 more. Yeah, Sakurai wasn't lying, this is like the biggest fucking crossover ever. So, in terms of roster number, and not exactly quality, yeah, this is really damn ultimate. Next section! I'm just gonna go down the list of major modes, so first up, Smash. This is your regular old multiplayer mode. However, there are some changes. Within regular Smash mode, yep, Smash mode within Smash mode within Smash, good job. You no longer choose your character and then the stage, instead they switched it for some reason. It kind of seems retarded because what does changing the order matter? I'm pretty sure people just put stages on random and choose the character they want. They usually don't choose their character based on the stage, nor vice versa. Usually. But whatever, in the long run it doesn't matter. Something nice though is that the first selection screen in this mode is a list of rules, where you can choose from pre-existing rule sets or just make your own. This means that no longer do you have to enter the character select screen, go all the way to the top, and manually choose your preferred set every single time. Thank you, Lord. Also, there are now Battlefield versions of all stages. Don't know why anyone would need that, I mean, especially with the new stage obstacle toggle and the pre-existing Omega forms, you know, the form that was created to make all stages viable for competitive, which Battlefield forms do not do. But I guess it's nice to see Battlefield get a repaint for other shit. I mean, they don't look bad, and it couldn't have taken too long to make. Alright, go off, I guess. You can toggle all of the items and the music, as usual, and it's still the good old mode we've come to know and love over the years. It's still a blast. Subsection 2. Yes, I'm fucking doing subsections now, this is how the fucking menu works, I swear. Squad Strike. And if you've never heard of it, that's because it's a new mode. The only way I know how to describe it, because I'm retarded, is it's like battling bosses in Brawl, where you select from multiple characters to take with you, and if one of them dies, it rolls down to the next one. Except instead of fighting one big boss boy, you're fighting a team of people whose numbers are equal to yours. You can fight either 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. Yep, 4 just doesn't exist anymore. How is this mode? I don't know. In the millions of hours I took to make this review, I never played it once. For one, I don't have many friends with schedules free enough for them to always come over, and two, when they did come over, if we played Smash, we always did either regular mode or another mode I'll talk about later. But I'm just gonna go out of my way and say it's cool and probably fun, since it is interesting and does raise the stakes. Anyway, Subsection 3, Tourney. It's just a tournament mode. Choose how many participants you want, and if you have no friends and hate yourself, set the number of CPUs to max, set them all to max level, and go at it. I've never done it, I think. At least, not in this game. Gotta be honest, I don't remember. Take from that what you will. Subsection 4, Special Smash. Oh god, the menus go even deeper. Jesus Christ, okay. Subsection 1, Custom Smash. This is your basic bullshit mode. You choose from a shit ton of add-ons and handicaps and then just go fucking crazy. If you really want to fucking die, try mini size, funny head, reflect status, lightweight, fast speed, fixed camera smash. I haven't tried it because I'm not a masochist, but it sounds like death, so if that's what you like, try it out. Subsection 2, 300% super sudden death. Yes, they turned sudden death, something that happens during a regular battle, when you tie, into its own mode, with its own set of rules you can pick from. I haven't tried it, but that sounds amazing. Subsection 3, Smashdown. Smashdown is a new mode. Smashdown is fucking incredible. Essentially, it's regular Smash, except you play a series of battle where once you pick someone, you can never play that character again, until the mode is done and you start a new session. However, this also means that if someone has quicker reflexes than you, they can pick your main and then you're fucked. However, you could also solely select random and have RNG pick the characters everyone plays as. This is the mode that I sometimes play with my friends when they come over. And full roster, all player random, just, yes, it's incredible. I love it. Then there's controls, but that's explanatory, so moving on. So you know how I said I've hardly touched any of the newcomers? Yeah, well, that's kinda a lie. I've actually used all characters. Once. Per every single player mode outside of, well, I'll get to it eventually. Hey, guess what the next section is? Games and More, where all the single player stuff is, like I just said. Subsection 1, Classic Mode. So, in 4, Classic was weird. I didn't really care too much, I just kinda dealt with it and it was okay. Except when some random motherfucker rained down from the fucking sun dimension and destroyed my carefully thought out plans. But other than that, I was fine with the change in the classic mode formula. However, in this game, well, I can't say they returned it to normal. You see, they decided to give everyone their own classic mode. On the surface, that sounds incredible, until you realize that not only are all of them structured identically, but that every individual's version is identical no matter what. In all previous Smash games, except 4, like I said, you'd pick a character and there were some preset conditions, however, there was a level of randomness to it. You'd never have the exact same experience twice, even with the same character. In this, that's just gone. If you pick a character, you're going to fight the same people, then play the Race to the Finish game, which is the only bonus game and has the same placement regardless of characters, with 3 exceptions, before fighting a boss. Except for Bowser and Hero, where you fight the boss before the bonus stage, but the bonus stage still comes when it normally does. And concerning the bosses, there's actually more than Master and Crazy Hand, which is great, but most characters use them anyways, and the other bosses aren't even exclusive to Classic Mode. I'll explain later. Also, the bosses don't change either. Nothing changes. You choose Mario's mode, you're gonna get the same things every single time. No matter what, nothing changes. At all. Which begs the question, what's the point of replaying it if it's just gonna be the same? The only answer I can think of is to get better and reach 9.9, which, okay, but what else? What next? So, like I said earlier, I played as every single character once per single player game mode, which obviously includes this mode. So, you might be wondering how I did. Well, I fucking sucked. You see, for some reason, you're given 1 stock for the entire thing, and if you die, you have to pay to keep going. Either 200 in-game gold, or a new in-game item called a classic ticket. This removes stakes, but also means that the game kind of expects you to finish it without dying once. And when you choose to start at 5.0, the highest starting difficulty for every character, and try to work your way all the way up to 9.9, like I did, that's fucking impossible. I did not finish Classic without dying once. At least once per every Classic. I had my ass fucking handed to me and I had to pay the gold. No, I'm not gonna use the classic tickets, those fuckers are rare. The only exception, and I fucking hate the irony of this, was Incineroar, who was also the fighter I got the highest score with a 9.9. The lowest was Luigi with a 6.7. You have no idea how bad I wish I was kidding. Subsection 2, Home Run Contest. I know there are multiple modes in this mode, but like I already said, I have no friends, so I'm only gonna be talking about solo. Home Run Contest is a returning mode from every game except the first. For those who don't know, it's a mode where you abuse a sentient sandbag for 10 seconds before yeeting it away after blunt force trauma from a critical hit with a baseball bat. The goal is to see how far you can send it before it lands. In case you were worried about the sandbag, rightfully so, don't! Because now, in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, the sandbag can be seen blushing as he scrapes across the ground. Yeah, you know, now I don't feel so bad. I kind of feel disgusted now. This mode was added in the 5.0 update with Banjo. Yep, they couldn't even add the mode they'd had since the second game in the base game. That's concerning. As stated before, I used every character once for this mode. My best was Olimar with 207.370 kilometers. And my worst? 0.026 kilometers. With Ice Climbers. Because of Nana. Thanks, Nana. So, yeah, I slightly suck. Subsection 3, Mob Smash. Mob Smash is a returning mode from all games but the first. This might not be apparent immediately because it has been renamed from Multi-Man Smash, which was renamed from Multi-Man Brawl, which had been renamed from Multi-Man Melee. Why did they change it? I don't fucking know, but they did. There are multiple modes within this mode, and all of them are playable without a second person, so Subsection 1. Century Smash. Century Smash is exactly what it sounds like. A Smash battle that takes a century. Wait. A Smash battle where you fight 100 opponents with only one life. After attempting this with every character, the one with the fastest successful attempt was Palutena with 2 minutes 25.13 seconds, and the one with the smallest unsuccessful attempt was Mario with 42 defeats. And the stage I played on was Yggdrasil's Altar, because I didn't want to stare at actual Battlefield for hours, and the Dragon Quest stage is genuinely beautiful. Suffice to say, I fucking suck. Subsection 2. All-Star Smash. Yes, for some reason they decided that All-Star would no longer be its own mode anymore, and no one fucking knows why. It could be because of the sheer amount of people, but why should that matter? They could have just had the same old mode, just longer with more health-restoring items, but fuck me, I guess. It's a Mob Smash now. Like before, I did it once with every character, and I didn't even complete it once. The closest I got was Piranha Plant with 45 defeats out of 75. And the one with the smallest amount of defeats is Little Mac with 5, because I accidentally threw myself off of the stage, like the fucking retard I am. But don't worry, it gets worse. I also got 5 with Simon, because I didn't know the angle of his down air and ended up flying down into the abyss. I played on Mementos because I got tired of looking at the Dragon Quest stage and listening to the same one good song. Subsection 3. Cruel Smash. Cruel Smash is an endless version of Century Smash where all of the AI is cranked up to 11, and you have to see how long you can last until they finally beat your ass into the ground. It's a fine mode, nothing we've never seen before. Once again, played it with every character. The one with the most defeats was Corrin with 4. And the one with the least is almost everyone else with 0. It would be easier to list all the characters I got something with than the ones I got 0 with. Subsection 4. Training. It's the thing where you train. Wow. You can access all items and assists and see some stats like knockback, and basically have the ability to see everything frame by frame so you can study shit religiously and become the most fucking cheeky competitive bitch the world will ever know. Subsection 5. Stage Builder. You build a stage. Wow, incredible! There's actually a ton of options, and a lot of people have made a ton of incredible things. I'm not one of them, I fucking suck. Subsection 6. Amiibo. It's where you insert your amiibos. We're getting really basic now. Subsection 7. Mii Fighters. It's where you make your Miis. Where you can make Sans. And Cuphead. But mostly Sans. Subsection 8. Kinda. VR mode. Where you can use your cardboard to have some virtual reality capabilities. Hardly any, but some. It's there, I guess. And finally, we're done with this section. Thank God I can finally move on. Next up, Vault. This is basically where all the extra shit is. Subsection 1. Sounds. This is where you're able to listen to the music on all of the stages, as well as all of the voice clips of all the characters. You can also create playlists of music for when you want to use your video game console as an iPod. Also, you can choose the frequency of the songs you have available on each of the stages. Subsection 2. Replays. This is where you watch the videos of the battles you've saved. Subsection 3. Tips. This is the mode that shows you all of the tips you've collected that show up every time you go to battle. Subsection 4? It's just a gift icon. It has no name, but it's still self-explanatory, I guess. Subsection 5. Shop. It's a shop. You use the gold you accumulate to buy things. Subsection 6. Movies. This is where you're able to watch all the cutscenes. Yes, that's right. If you somehow didn't know, there's cutscenes. For what? I'll get to that. Subsection 7. Challenges. This mode gives you a bunch of random objectives. If you complete them, you get some rewards. Subsection 8. Records. It's where all your stats are. I'm just gonna name drop the Nintendo eShop icon. It leads you to the eShop so you can buy the DLC. Technically a mode, but also not a mode, but I wanted to mention it since it's there before I get into the next mode. Online! Oh boy. Subsection 1. Smash. This is your portal to battling online. Subsection 1. Yep, these are back. Quick Play. This is effectively the replacement for the modes in the last game. There's no for fun or for glory mode. You literally make a rule set that you want that doesn't even matter because once you're in a battle with people, the rule set is randomly chosen between the participants. So you might be wanting to play in the rule set of for glory, but end up in a battle with a fuck ton of items and other bullshit because the game said fuck you. Subsection 2. Battle Arenas. You can make an arena and battle with a select group of people with a decided specific rule set. Subsection 3. Background matches. Apparently you can use this mode to play other modes while you're waiting for an online battle. Subsection 2. Shared content. It's where you can find all of the stuff people post, including images, edited videos, and Mii costume combinations. Subsection 3. Settings. This is where you choose stuff for your online profile. Subsection 4. Spectate. It's where you spectate battles and can use in-game currency to bet on who is going to win. Subsection 5. Online Tourney. It's a tournament, but online. Wow. There also may be a limited time event in this section, but there isn't one all the time. Now, finally, for the last major mode category, Spirits. Spirits are a new thing in this game. Essentially, instead of putting in hard work to model a few hundred trophies, the people who made this game decided that they would spend 5 minutes making a filter and then Google over 1,000 JPEGs of different video game characters, and thought that by giving many of them different effects in battle, it would make up for the trophies, and thus decided to make the JPEGs important to the whole game and basically mandatory to a quarter of it. Subsection 1. Spirit Board. You'll be given a list of spirits to fight against, and if you beat them, you're given a chance to get the spirit. Yep, it's not even guaranteed. Cool, thanks Nintendo. Subsection 2. Collection. Self-explanatory. It's where you can find all the spirits you've gathered. Subsection 3. The DLC Spirit Board. Almost identical to the regular Spirit Board, except there are multiple, split up by the different series the DLC characters come from. Also, you're guaranteed to obtain these spirits if you beat them in battle this time. Finally, we've arrived at the last subsection, and I've saved the biggest for last. Subsection 4. Adventure. What does that mean? Well, just like in Brawl, it's the story mode, this one being called World of Light. I guess now is the time we segue into the next section of the review. Story. Again, spoilers for a 3-year-old game. God of Light, Galim, who suddenly exists now, suddenly decides to suddenly destroy everyone in the world for a reason that is never specified, already off to a great start, and amasses a horde of master hands. Again, this is never explained. Apparently the fighters think they can take all of the hands, and yes, there's voice acting, holy shit. However, Galim then renders the hands worthless because he proceeds to effortlessly kill everyone with a massive fuck you attack. And literally everyone dies. At least everyone except Kirby, because even though Sakurai gave the excuse of choosing him because he's an easy beginner character, we all know the real reason was because Kirby is Sakurai's baby and he's biased as fuck. Good job, buddy. Kirby only manages to escape because he actually managed to use his warp star to fucking warp, and teleports himself into God knows where. Galim ends up capturing all the other, dead, fighters, and makes clones of them that he forces everyone else in the universe's astral forms to possess. So it's up to Kirby to rescue everyone. Yep, this is the guy whose hands the fate of the universe is in. And I guess also all the DLC characters, but it's literally never explained how they survived, they just kind of did. Which makes it really funny to be running around the map when all of a sudden 5+ people just randomly show up and suddenly you have an army. Luckily, Mario is rescued almost immediately. He is the only one whose rescue is one set moment. Everyone else can be rescued in different intervals. All of them are strewn about different areas, in which there are a fuck ton. Here are all of the areas in order of when I first encountered them, which I guess begins the slow transition into talking about the things that happened in my playthrough, so basically memorable moments in spirit. Prepare yourself, this list is long as fuck. The starting hill where you save Mario, ruins within a forest at the base of the hill, a forest of giant mushrooms, a motherfucking military base, probably inspired by Metal Gear, that has a sub-area you enter later which houses a boss, actually being Gallium, one of the OCs from Brawl, a jungle above the base, basically Green Hill Zone surrounding a mine that surrounds the mushroom forest, a Great Wall of China scaling a mountain that shifts into different kinds of walls spanning the entire center of the map, a town just right of a mine scaling the mountain, an icy mountain, a poison jungle, a ravine to the left of the mine, a rocky field with a heart-shaped lake, a large city split by the wall with one side based on Nintendo in general and Splatoon, and on the other side based on Pokemon, literally fucking outer space above the icy mountain, a river to the right of the towns, a path of ribbons strewn across candies somehow for some reason, basically Bowser's Castle, like literally there's a sub-area that is Bowser's Castle where Giga Bowser is a boss, a giant chasm with a bridge leading to a Pac-Man maze that is actually initially blocked by Galim's light, forcing you to go to another area I'll bring up in a bit, another lake by the Mushroom Forest that leads to a sub-area that's literally just Earth, except it's from Street Fighter, another town to the northeast of the ruins from the beginning of the game, a racetrack directly to the right of the starting ruins, a rocky area to the right of the southernmost lake, more ruins in the Arctic section containing a Colosseum sub-area that leads to another sub-area which I'm pretty sure is supposed to represent Kid Icarus. This is the area you have to go through to open up the bridge. Left of the maze is a river coming down from a waterfall coming from a mountain containing a sub-area that is literally Donkey Kong Country, another town south of the maze with a lot of colorful plant life, literally the ocean leading to a tiny archipelago where there is a sub-area of a forest containing a boss battle with Rathalos, a railroad, a rocky canyon above the railroad, a fucking volcano, some fucking pink thing that might be Magicant, and a series of floating islands containing a sub-area that is actually a gourmet race minigame. Yes, that is the full list. Holy shit. Once you beat Giga Bowser, Gallium, and Rathalos, the path to Galim is opened. You have to beat Master Hand, but once you do, you can finally battle the God of Light. Now, the game is already so long that you would expect that it would be over once you kill the big bad, right? Well, the game gives you a nice lol nope, because once you beat Galim, this motherfucker appears. This is Darkon, who's basically a Kirby boss. Because of course he is. This is basically an overglorified Kirby game. Just as Galim is the god of light, Darkon is the god of darkness. And just as Galim has a fuck ton of master hands for no reason, Darkon has a fuck ton of crazy hands for no reason. The second Darkon appears, Galim nopes right out of there and yeets himself away, allowing Darkon to take over his post. The floating eyeball then proceeds to take you to his world, the Dark Realm, meaning this game is only halfway over. Oh my god. The locations in the Dark World are as follows, again, in order of how I encountered them. A floating island with a ton of dark crystals surrounded by bridges, a giant incoherent stone maze that turns to a path through grass, and then eventually back to stone with a fuck ton of bismuth around it, which turns into a branched pathway surrounded by some LSD mosaic shit, and at the very top there's a sub-area that looks like a cave but it soon devolves into utter chaos. This actually contains a trivia game that you need to constantly lose if you want to 100% the game, and also contains a boss battle with Marks, a ruined city, an overgrown forest and a poisoned bog, a series of volcanoes as opposed to the one big one in Galim's world, a small icy area leading to a sub-area that's basically from Zelda right down to the fact that the boss is Ganon, cracked ruins, and a section full of metal shit which contains a sub-area that is literally Castlevania and even has Dracula as a boss. Eventually you have to fight Crazy Hand just like you had to fight Master Hand. However, unlike the other hand, Crazy follows you around the map and you can actually just completely bamboozle him by walking away and going to complete a different area. Of course you will get to the point where you can't progress anymore, but that's just a funny detail I noticed. Once you beat the 3 new bosses, just like last time, you gotta fight the god. So now, with both Galim defeated in his world and Darkon defeated in this one, the game is over now, right? Well, the game gives you yet another lol nope, because after you beat Darkon, he and Galim fly into a void and you're brought to a 3rd and final world. A world where the 2 gods will not stop trying to beat the shit out of each other. It's just an area of dark and light just kinda smashing together. You have to go through the maze, battling light and dark spirits, and keeping the balance between the 2 forces before you fight both Master Hand and Crazy Hand twice. However, it's revealed that the second pair of Master and Crazy Hand are the real versions of them, and that beating the shit out of them this time has finally freed them, and they actually help you, creating huge implications that they're not actually evil and that everything else in the series might be a fucking lie. But that's not important, because you then proceed to play as Master Hand for a hot second. It's only been over a decade, but what was once a glitch in Melee is finally real. He has a fuck ton of HP and his moves are OP as shit. You only use him for a few minutes to kill a bunch of fakes, but it's still really entertaining. However, once you finish this, you're finally able to take on both gods. Something strange is that the game kinda tries to bamboozle you by implying that you have to battle each god one at a time. However, attempting to do that results in you getting one of 2 bad endings depending on which one you fight and which one you leave alive. What you want to do is take the incomplete middle path, which will then extend and the 2 gods will come together. You're taken to a vertical platforming level where you then have to go through a boss rush, because of course, before finally battling both Galim and Darkon at the same time. Once you beat them, you have also, finally, beaten the game. It's very clear that World of Light is meant to be the mode you unlock most of the characters from, as every single one of the base game fighters is somewhere within this mode. However, it's really easy to unlock characters outside of this mode, as you can get into battles with not yet unlocked characters by playing classic mode, abusing one-stock smash battles, or actually playing like a normal person, and even merely exiting World of Light. With that being said, let's finally get into my personal experience with this game, aka my memorable moments. Starting with the order I unlocked all of the characters in and how. There's a lot, so just bear with me. Marth, World of Light. Ness, exiting World of Light. Pac-Man and Olimar, World of Light. Zelda, Lucas, Bowser, and Ice Climbers, alternatively from exiting World of Light and in World of Light. Pit and Inkling, exiting World of Light. Duck Hunt and Mega Man, World of Light. Wii Fit Trainer and Captain Falcon, versus battles. Piranha Plant, when he randomly fucking dropped on January 29th. Peach, versus battles, Ryu, exiting World of Light, Ike, Jigglypuff, King K Rool, Sonic, Simon, Zero Suit Samus, Little Mac, Isabelle, Shulk, Lucina, Wario, Ridley, Pokemon Trainer, Lucario, Daisy, Roy, and King Dedede, versus battles, Villager and Young Link, Challengers Approach, Falco, versus battles, Rob, Challengers Approach, Luigi and Incineroar, finishing Classic Mode, Joker, when he dropped randomly on the 17th of April, but after taking 40 minutes to download, my game bugged out and said I didn't have him, and I didn't realize what to do until the next day when I re-downloaded the shit. Richter, Diddy Kong, Meta Knight, and Snake, after fighting a spirit on the spirit boards. Ganondorf and Corrin, versus battles. Sheik, after fighting a spirit on the spirit boards. Dark Samus, Wolf, Mr. Game & Watch, Robin, Cloud, and Ken, versus battles. Dr. Mario, Mii's Sword Fighter and Gunner, Toon Link, Rosalina and Luma, Greninja, Chrom, Mewtwo, Mii Brawler, Bowser Jr., Dark Pit, Palutena, and Bayonetta, World of Light, Hero, when he was released on July 30th, Banjo and Kazooie, when they were released on September 4th, Terry Bogard, when he was released on November 6th, and Byleth, when they were released on January 28th. The fighters I used to beat World of Light, because you get to select 3 of them before the final battle, were King K Rool, Mewtwo, and Joker. The spirits I had on them were Alucard with the support spirit of Celebi. Speaking of spirits, here are all the ones I got all the way to level 99. Thanatos, which was the random spirit I was given when I first started the mode, Don Bongo, Master Belch, Rayman, the boss, the Metal Gear character, yeah, I know, totally not confusing, Ray Mark III, Alucard, Revolver Ocelot, specifically from Metal Gear Solid 5, Model ZX, Tsubasa Oribe, Carnage Form, Primal Groudon, and Chun-Li. The spirits I enhanced are Ray Mark II, who turns into Ray Mark III, Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid 3, who turns into himself from Metal Gear Solid 5, Model X, who turns into Model ZX, Tsubasa Oribe, who turns into her Carnage form, Groudon, who turns into his Primal form, and Chun-Li from Street Fighter Alpha, who turns into just Chun-Li. In my run, I made sure to battle and beat every spirit, even if it meant lowering the difficulty from normal to easy. I'm looking at you, Dr. Wily, Geno, M. Bison, Pegasus Sisters, and Andross from Star Fox 64. But I completed everything. The only reason I don't have a 100% completion rate is because you need to individually defeat Galim and Darkon to get it, and I'm not wasting my time with that. Oh, probably something I should have mentioned is that there's a skill tree. I'd love to tell you what it does and everything it gives you, but I wouldn't know. Because I literally never used it. Not because I didn't know about it, but because I chose to. Because I'm a petty bitch. Now that that's done, it's time to move on to the final section of the review. Overall opinions. As always, the fighting portion of Smash is incredibly fun. The character selection is almost wonderful. I will never forgive you, Game Freak. And I don't know about all the characters, but the ones I main are an absolute blast to use. Outside of World of Light, I literally refuse to use spirits. I don't use items, and the stages are always on Omega. But it's a very enjoyable experience nonetheless. I have actually paid for Nintendo Online, for some reason, so I have played online mode. I usually don't have issues, but sometimes the motherfucker I'm fighting has shit internet, and then the fight goes at 5 frames per second. And it sucks that I always want to play on For Glory rules, because I want to fucking improve, but then the cunt I'm fighting has it on pussy bitch rules with every single item ever, and then the fight devolves into an unfair pile of scrambled shit. Classic mode is pretty entertaining, but that's mostly because I went through with every character once. If you tried to go through with the same character multiple times, it would probably get really boring quickly. However, it's still pretty cool how each of the characters' classics are personally themed. Each one is different from the others, even if it's identical if you only use the same character. Now, the story, it's not very good. As I said before, Subspace Emissary was also called Adventure Mode, and not Story Mode, and that had a better story, so don't even try to use that argument on me. The story of World of Light is mediocre at best, but made worse when comparing it to Subspace. Subspace managed to tell a somewhat interesting story without saying any lines of dialogue save for one. It had a ton of cutscenes and, above all, character interactions. Taboo seemingly came out of nowhere, but he was kind of built up as the campaign went along. World of Light tricks you into thinking it's going to be just like Subspace but better, because it starts off with a voiced cutscene containing character interaction. However, this is literally the only cutscene in the game like this, and in fact, there are almost no cutscenes other than that. Aside from it, the cutscene where Darkon appears, and the true ending cutscene, there are only 2 other cutscenes, one for each bad ending. These bad endings are unnecessary and worthless and only exist because the game bamboozles you, which it didn't have to do, and shouldn't have done if the developers were smart. It just makes those extra cutscenes complete wastes of everything you can waste when making a game, and they could have gone into cutscenes put in any other point in the campaign. coupled with the fact that Goleem and Darkon are randomly put in this world with no explanation and are just as easily taken out of it, makes the story a huge mess that I would almost say shouldn't exist if not for the fact that this mode is one of the easiest ways to unlock characters. However, ultimately, pun totally intended, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a really fun game, with a lot of incredible characters and a clear amount of love and care put into it. It's going to be tough to go to the next game in a few years, because there's no way there's not gonna be another game. But I have no doubts Ultimate will be able to hold us over for years to come, even after all of the DLC does finally come out. It's definitely worth the $60. So, with that being said, I'm VG Master 2, and I hope to see you next time.